Jaden is escorted by Judy Mayo, Jessica Mayo, and Linnea. Family, friends, and teachers would like to thank all of them for Coach Langeway and Claude Navad. Favorite basketball memory, all of the suburban rides. Advice to future Wildcat basketball players, do push-ups before practice. And his nickname is Zach Levine or Aaron Gordon. Coach Langeway appreciates Jaden. His philosophy was, be first in the gym and last to be out. Good job, Jaden. Next senior up is Roger Alderman. Roger is escorted by his parents, Regina and Roger, and brother and sister Sam and McKenna. Roger would like to thank his family for always being supportive. Also, Sark for the daily handshakes. Favorite memory, winning section as a freshman at the Golden One. Advice to younger players, not waste your time playing. Enjoy every minute of it because it flies by. And nickname is Big Raj. Coach Langeway says, Roger is a gentle giant with a kind soul. He will miss talking about great spots to eat with him. Ladies and gentlemen, Roger Alderman. Next senior up is Jared Franklin. Jared's escorted by his dad, Justin. City would like to thank everyone who has helped him, pushed him to become the person that he is today, and also for his dad, for sharing his love of this game with him. Favorite basketball memory, when he set off the fire alarm in the locker room before the championship game at the Merced tournament. His advice to future Wildcat basketball players, stay humble, trust yourself, and never quit. Nickname is Jerry. Coach Langeway says, Jared is a 4-year, 3-sport athlete. He bleeds green and gold, and he will be great at dad jokes. Thank you, Jared. Our senior tonight who is sick and not with us is Tyler Sells. Tyler would like to thank his parents and coaches and teammates for pushing him to be the best person and player he could be. Favorite basketball memory for Tyler was singing Hank Jr. with the guys during our walkthroughs. Tyler's advice to future Wildcat players, play as many sports as you can, take advantage of the time you have in high school. Tyler's nickname was Ty, and Coach Langeway appreciates Tyler's sense of humor. If you saw him on the bench, that boy was always smiling. I don't know what was so funny over there, but he always had a smile on his face. Coach Langeway also thanks him for the wisdom that he gave his teammates. That concludes our senior night.
Sonora Wildcat Basketball welcomes in the Calaveras Redhawks to Bud Castle Gymnasium in the final game of the season. It's senior night for Sonora, and they're already amped up, giving their seniors their last play at home as of now, barring any playoff run. And the Redhawks, right now, 22-4 overall record, 9-0 in league. They've clinched the Motherlode League as of now, but the Sonora Wildcats, with a win tonight, can make sure that they get second place in the Motherlode League. I'm NorCal's voice of choice, Levi Flores, and this is the Minish Tree Company pregame show on NorCal Sports TV. The Calaveras Redhawks come in 22-4 overall, perfect in league, and Somerville and Sonora basically put up the best fight against the Redhawks in Motherlode League play. Bret Hart also had a great game in there, but Somerville, the first time around, they took a 13-point loss, but heading into the fourth quarter, it was only a one-possession game, and that's what really stood out when Somerville went over to Calaveras and played them. Although the next time around, playing at Somerville's gym, the Redhawks 70 to the Somerville 40, and that was a big blowout, and we're hoping that Sonora plays a better game at home than they did all the way over in Calaveras, in which the Redhawks won only by 3 points, 45-42. And Ryan Clifton had 10 points, Jay Clifton had 18, and Elijah Malamed, another one of the senior players for Calaveras, who usually hits three-point ball after three-point ball and just continues to shoot great from range. Well, he only was held to 5 points, in which was a huge loss for Calaveras, because he's definitely a point scorer, and he just continues to generate those points for the Redhawks. And so that's why they only won by 3 points instead of what could have been a larger margin of victory for Calaveras. And Sonora just shy of winning that game, in which Riley Edwards had 7 points, John Curran had 6, Jared Franklin had 8, Alderman and Moore had 5 apiece as well, in which none of those players really stood out in the game. They just played as a team, and which really helped the fight against the Redhawks. And now when we played against the Calaveras Redhawks, we look at their season, all 4 of their losses, like I said, we're in preseason, but they've only combined for 13 points in those losses. Against Patterson, it was their first loss. They lost by 5. Then it was a 1-point loss to Kimball 2 games later, a loss 62-59 against Union Mine, and then a 4-point loss against Natomas, 55-51. So when you look at that, 13 total points combined from their losses. So they're not an easy team to beat, and even if you do, it's only going to be by a few. Now when we look at the Calaveras Redhawks starting 5, you have number 3, the freshman guard standing at 5'8", Ryan Clifton. Then the 6-foot senior guard, Jay Clifton, number 10. He's the one to look out for, because this is his final time looking at the Sonora Wildcats, and the last time that you can potentially dominate them if he can tonight. And then you have the senior guard standing at 6'1", Braden Orlandi. The senior power forward, Merrick Strange, number 30, and then the 6'2" senior small forward, Elijah Malamed. Once again, Malamed, number 35. Well, he has a 3 in his number for a reason, because he shoots threes, and he is very, very good at it. Now when we look at the Sonora Wildcats starting 5 for today, it's different than what we've seen in the past. Well, their starting lineup has definitely changed throughout the season. Today is even something more different than what we've seen the past few games, in which we have Riley Edwards, the 5'10" junior wing. Number 3, the 6'1" junior guard, Ryan McDaniel. The 6'1" senior guard, Jared Franklin. And then here is the main difference. You have number 23, the 6'5" senior center, Jaden Streitenberger. But then you also have the 6'5" senior center, Roger Alderman. So they're going down. They're starting with big game ball, and they better hope that Calaveras doesn't come out charging them and going after them hard, because the centers, they always hack at the ball. Well, almost always hack at the ball. They try to get that ball out. And if Calaveras draws fouls on those two early, well, it might be a mistake to the Wildcats' part trying to just start those 2 players. But we'll see how it works out with these officials and how the players start the game.
That's all, gentlemen. Please remove your caps.
Calaveras 9-0 in league, Sonora 7-2, Somerville right behind at 6-3. Somerville playing Argonaut tonight with a win. Well, then they'll be tied with Sonora if Sonora takes the loss to Calaveras. And, well, the Redhawks, definitely a tough team to play, but they're back in Bud Castle Gymnasium, which the Sonora Wildcats, accustomed to playing at home. Their home record is 8-1. Their only loss was to Ripon the very first game of the season back on November 22nd. It was a 10-point loss in which they only had half of their players because football was still in session since they made it so far into the playoffs. So the Sonora Wildcats, that one loss, well, definitely a big difference from what is seen as Jared Franklin picks up a foul going out to contest Jay Clifton on the first shot of the game.
Foul's number 5, Jared Franklin. That's his first. Shooting 2 for the Redhawks, number 10, Jay Clifton.
Here is Jay Clifton. Knocking down the first, and the season high for Jay Clifton was just a few days ago on January 24th at Somerville High, where he put down 35 points out of the team's 70 in that victory. And the second leading scorer was Elijah Malamed with 9. Clifton earning 3 free throws there on the foul of Jared Franklin. And he knocks down all 3. 3 for 3, and here is Sonora for the first time in their offensive stance. Once again, they have Jaden Streitenberger and Roger Alderman both in at the same time, which is definitely something different than what we are used to seeing, and especially because the post players for Calaveras, their defenders, are Braden Orlandi and Merrick Strange, who are a few inches shorter than both of those center players for Sonora, which could definitely earn some points for Sonora on both ways, from the free throw line and from just the size difference and then being able to shoot over them. Nothing but net on the attempt from Orlandi, picked up by Streitenberger after Malamed saved it on the baseline. Riley Edwards goes to Alderman at the elbow, poked out by Jay Clifton. Ryan Clifton will pick it up for Calaveras, hand it over to big brother Jay. And here's Malamed in the corner, guarded by Franklin. Clifton resets in the corner. Clifton, catch and shoot over Ryan McDaniel and Jay Clifton, all 6 points for Calaveras. That's the first bucket from the field in the game. Streitenberger from the elbow. Alderman wraps down around from the elbow. Streitenberger misses with the Clifton rebound. Pushes up court, beating out Edwards and Alderman, trying to make a play on the basket early. Here's Malamed for 3. Poe goes up and down to Ryan McDaniel. McDaniel drives on Clifton, puts it up, misses. Streitenberger chasing it down from behind, and it goes to Calaveras. And right now with the 6-0 lead, the Redhawks, all 6 points from Clifton, 3 from the free throw line, and then the 3 here from Jay Clifton. Reminds in similarity, not as much, but from the previous game for Sonora and their loss to the Somerville Bears, where it was a 16-0 run to start the first quarter. The Somerville Bears just absolutely dominated that first quarter, and Sonora could never really move it back as Ryan Clifton gets his first bucket here, and it counts for 3. 9-0. Franklin against Malamed. McDaniel calls out the play. Streitenberger right behind Jay Clifton. Not running anything quite yet. It's to Roger Alderman. And an offensive foul goes on Alderman, pushing down against Merrick Strange. Well, get a closer look at this. Alderman poked it down in, and, well, there is no push of the arm, just the force pushing against the body of Merrick Strange. And the official saw enough contact pushing away from the body of Alderman that led to the foul. It's the second foul on Sonora in the first quarter. Baseline, Strange wraps around Alderman. Malamed comes flying in for the completion. 11-0 Calaveras Redhawks, shutting out the Wildcats in the first few possessions and the first 3 minutes. Edwards drives. He's fouled. We'll see where they place this one. And he will be shooting.
Personal, first team foul.
Here's that look. Malamed got past McDaniel. Just an open basket awaiting him. Riley Edwards earns the first point for Sonora at the free throw line. We'll watch this again. Ryan Clifton cutting off the side and dipped that shoulder. Clifton moved in. Contact. Free throws. 2 for 2. Riley Edwards. Calaveras not messing around. Quick inbound, but it's poked out. Edwards will inbound it for Sonora. Ryan Clifton guarding him. McDaniel. Jay Clifton working far away from McDaniel. Franklin backs through and a foul away from the ball. That goes on Elijah Malamed, his first foul. Parker Moore guiding that free throw line. Took out Jaden Streitenberger the last time in. Bounce pass, Alderman, double team. Count the basket, and one more for Roger Alderman. That foul, I believe, goes on Merrick Strange. Say they're going to put that on Braden Orlandi, who came in late. Alderman still got the bucket and didn't really need the help from Braden Orlandi as he picked up his first foul, and that's the third foul on Calaveras. Sonora has only 2. Leading pass up to Ryan Clifton for the corner. Orlandi catch and push back through. Edwards keeps him on the outside. Jay Clifton now trying to run the play for Calaveras. Strange calling for it down low against Franklin. The shot misses, and Alderman gets the board. The leading rebounder for the Sonora Wildcats, Roger Alderman, at just over 5 rebounds per game. Halfway through the first, Wildcats finally getting back to it with the bucket from Alderman and 2 free throws from Edwards. Screen from Alderman, sets up a McDaniel triple, and he got nothing but net. Throws the dart, gets the bullseye. Ryan McDaniel makes it a 4-point game. Malamed in the corner against Franklin. Calaveras drives with Clifton. Alderman goes straight up and down. Avoids the made basket from Jay Clifton, and Alderman gets another board. Back-to-back possessions, but more importantly, stopping Clifton from getting hot. Pass over the top to Roger Alderman, and a foul blocking on Calaveras. I believe that's another on Braden Orlandi, who just now gets up. Look at this again. McDaniel made the smart play over the top to Roger Alderman, and, well, just from that look alone, a little interesting on the way down. The miss from Alderman, but what hurts the most for Calaveras is that extra foul that was placed on Braden Orlandi, because he already has 2. He'll head to the bench because of that, as now the usual starter at guard, John Curran, comes into play, and he'll push down McDaniel at the free throw line. Possible rebound. And John Curran, only a sophomore player, and he's done so much for this team throughout the season. Don't want to pick favorites, but John Curran is definitely one of my favorite Wildcats, especially as only a sophomore. He'll be joined by that junior varsity team coming up the ranks to play varsity in the next few years. I think the JV squad was dominant this season. Wait till you add John Curran to the mix. Here's a shot by Ryan Clifton, banking off the backboard. He has 5 points out of the 13. McDaniel, another 3 just off the side, and Malamed will chase it down. Malamed looking, it's Jay Clifton. Moves around Curran, steps inside the 3, and an easy bucket. Jay Clifton makes everything look easy. (15-7). Edwards moving on Ryan Clifton. Backing down, fading away, and he's got that bucket. his first bucket from the field and only the third bucket from the field in the game for Sonora. Ryan Clifton. Malamed swings court. Clifton dangerous from every part of the court, even if the defense is nearly right by his side. The head fakes, the pump fakes, everything that Jay Clifton does makes you think, gets into your head, and then you don't know what to do. Riley Edwards, the dish down to Roger Alderman. It was a bad pass, but Alderman goes back to the free throw line, and it's the best thing for Sonora right now, although Alderman not doing 100% from the free throw line, but the fact that the Redhawks are picking up fouls on players that they absolutely need to have on the court, that's helping Sonora in the long run. Substitution for Sonora, it's Noah Wright coming in as Jay Clifton. We get that replay, deep two-point land. Noah Wright comes in for Riley Edwards. Also, Malamed heads to the bench for Calaveras. Entering for the first time is Tyler Maddock. So we have a foul on Sonora now on the rebound. That's on Parker Moore. Now they take Roger Alderman out. And Jared Franklin comes back in for Sonora. 5-point lead for Calaveras. Sonora basically eliminating their big man ball. Parker Moore, he did a fantastic job against Amador, replacing the center players of Streitenberger and Alderman. We'll see what he can do against a more well-coached team and put-together team in terms of scoring. Here's Clifton, deep three ball. Misses. Franklin bats it up and gets the board. Keeping it away from John Curran. Well, sometimes you just need to get possession of that ball and take it. Noah Wright hits the three. No defender wanted to contest. Fresh on the court, fresh with the bucket. And Noah Wright, actually, best three-point shooter in percentage-wise on the team. 34% on the season. And here it is, Noah Wright. Well, he got there. Jay Clifton, I guess that was the guy he was supposed to guard. And well, you can see a little bit of frustration. So now Sonora just picked up another foul, but they brought the game within 2 by the end of the first. Drive against Moore, lost the handle. Moore goes up, it comes down, and it stays Red Hawk basketball. Honestly, surprised there was no whistle there. Parker Moore coming from behind and reaching that arm over, but still do award it to the correct team of the Redhawks, and inbounding will be Thomas Davison, the senior power forward. Quick inbound, Clifton, 1 against 4, moves around and got the bucket.
Nice
33 seconds left in the quarter, 28 to shoot. Franklin working on Davison, needs to get it out, finally pushes out to Roger Edwards. Streitenberger also back in the game for Sonora, turns and burns and got the bounce. Drayden Streitenberger, the transfer from Bret Hart, showing up late in the season for Sonora. An extra addition that is well needed for Sonora to replace Roger Alderman when he's not out on the court, or when Tyler Sells isn't available to play either. A few seconds left, looking for the last shot. It goes out of bounds with 2.5. Now Sonora gets the final shot and could either tie it up or take the lead at the end of 1. And here's Streitenberger right there at 6'5", moving like that, creating separation. Roger Edwards, deep pass. It's Curran, gets it off too, and it's just shy of the basket. So at the end of the first quarter, Calaveras Redhawks coming into Bud Castle Gymnasium with a 2-point lead, 17-15.
Segerstrom Insurance Agency provides you with a full range of the highest quality insurance products and services at competitive pricing, protecting your assets by addressing complex insurance needs through the development of innovative, customized insurance programs.
SolarWorks, your trusted local solar installer. We are family owned and locally operated. We offer financing with 0 money down and 0% interest. Own your solar system while cutting your energy costs in half. Call us today for a low-cost estimate and start saving. Or check us out online at www.solarworks.energy. Minner's Tree Company. Contact us for all your tree service, lot clearing, and defensible space needs. Minner's Tree Company is locally owned and operated with over 20 years of experience serving Tuolumne County and surrounding areas. California licensed and fully insured. Check us out at minnerstreecompany.com or give us a call at 209-591-3747.
Despite the introduction of the Redhawks in this game, going up very early 6-0 before the Wildcats hit a few free throws, the Wildcats brought the game back within one possession game, and this is the start of the second quarter. Noah Wright, Roger Edwards, Jared Franklin, Roger Alderman, and John Curran are the 5 for Sonora. And Jay Clifton definitely putting on a show shooting and scoring right now for Calaveras. Ryan Clifton, the younger brother at the freshman level, looking good as well with 5 points out of the 17. Davison drives, and the foul on Roger Alderman. A great call from the back official. Didn't even see full contact there. Thomas Davison will shoot some free throws to open up the second quarter. Substitution for the Redhawks, Noah Cardenas. Davison hits the second, and now Sonora look to finish up that offensive possession that was left open at the end of the first quarter. Right, pass inside to Alderman, and the Wildcats coaching staff, Lloyd Longeway and Claude Parkin, definitely doing a great job between the last game against Somerville and this game against Calaveras. Telling the players to pass the ball inside and find Roger Alderman. They've been trying to do it all season long. Get it to the big man, let him do his work, and if he doesn't want it, then he's going to kick it right back out to you. But Alderman and Streitenberger are two big players that just can't be stopped at this level, so getting them that ball is very important, and it's finally beat into them in the last game of the regular season. This is Roger Edwards shooting the free throws for Sonora after this foul. Thomas Davison from behind, and then Corbin Curran, who's fresh off the bench, picking up that. Edwards goes 2 for 2 at the free throw line, and Parker Moore will replace him. So Sonora still trying to go with some sort of big roster here with Roger Alderman and Parker Moore, save Jaden Streitenberger for a different time. Jared Franklin also listed as a shooting guard, but also can play forward. Here's Noah Wright taking that ball away on the bounce pass from Ryan Clifton. Alderman receives the pass off the side of his face, and it goes right back to Calaveras. Parker Moore not paying attention to where Roger Alderman was looking to set up. And it actually kind of looked like Ryan McDaniel was trying to find Franklin on the side instead, but Alderman just got in the way. Great patience from the Redhawks, and then finding the man backdoor, Corbin Curran. The find from Jay Clifton and the patience to stay awake and not force anything led to the easy bucket of Calaveras. Wright cuts through to the corner. Parker Moore alone on the left side. Franklin pulls up for 3 in the face of Davison, and it bounces backside. Ryan Clifton bounces into the body of Noah Wright. Ball poked out. McDaniel the takeaway. Alderman in transition. Gets the pass, goes reverse, and the ball count the basket. Thomas Davison came flying from behind, reached his hand through the net, up and over, and whether it touched the ball or not, just having that hand go through and make contact as the ball was hanging there counts as goaltending. The Wildcats within 1. Transitional basket by the Sonora Wildcats. If you joined us for the junior varsity game before this, we know that the transition basket and fast breaks are definitely a big part of the game as Corbin Curran flops to the ground after Roger Alderman went straight up. And then the travel's called on Sonora to give it right back.
in the game for Calaveras, number 30, Eric Strange.
Cardenas. Clifton, bounce pass. The save by McDaniel, but it gets it right to the Redhawks. Ball misses Franklin, the good strip down for the board. McDaniel calling for it, Alderman. Stopped by Strange. McDaniel finally gets it, has to fake a pass to move Davison off of him. Ball comes out way early, batted down 3 against 1. Alderman was the lone Wildcat trying to attempt to keep possession. Davison, 3, no. Parker Moore gets this board for Sonora. McDaniel with the full head of steam pushes down, last touch. Davison, Sonora right underneath the basket will get this ball. And that'll lead us to a timeout as Calaveras with a 1-point lead. Wildcats looking at the comeback and looking at their first lead with this possession. One falling down. Sonora gets the ball on the baseline. Thomas Davison pushed it out of bounds, and now Sonora can possibly have their first lead of the game. They can connect on this, only down by 1. They get it deep out to Roger Edwards, the sidestep for 3. Good! And there's the lead for the Sonora Wildcats, 22-20, with 4.5 minutes to play in the second quarter. Clifton wants it back, and he won't get it. The rebound, Strange, the miss. Ball comes out. Franklin the save. Roger Edwards will lead it for Sonora. He's got Riley on his right, Streitenberger on his left. He receives the pass. Streitenberger, the reverse in the right hand. Jaden Streitenberger dominant through. 24-20, and Sonora keeps their lead. Kickball is called on Calaveras. Sonora gets it again, forces the turnover, but what about this move from Roger Edwards? The fake sidestep left, the one dribble sidestep right can put up that 3, and that was the first lead of Sonora. And to start the game, the Redhawks, 11 points straight. The Wildcats didn't have an answer until Edwards was able to put down 2 free throws, so they came back from that 11-0 deficit, came back with runs of their own, and hopefully heading into this half, they can keep it this way. Here's John Curran from the left wing. Finds the open Edwards brother, switches court to Roger Edwards. Now Parker Moore one-on-one against Merrick Strange. Not enough muscle to power it through. Clifton looking left. He has an open Earl Wood in the corner. Clifton takes it himself instead. One of the Wildcats swatted at him, either Streitenberger or Curran. And it's Streitenberger picking up the foul. And here's the foul on Streitenberger. Clifton, no stranger to the free throw line. That's how he got the first 3 points of the game when Jared Franklin didn't give him enough space to land, in which the official awarded him the 3 free throws. Ryan McDaniel will send John Curran to the bench. So currently it's Riley Edwards, Roger Edwards, Ryan McDaniel, Parker Moore, and Jaden Streitenberger. Meanwhile, for Calaveras, it's Jay Clifton, Noah Cardenas, Merrick Strange, Tyler Maddock, and Earl Wood. Just 3 minutes and 23 seconds left to play in this first half as Jay Clifton knocked down both of those. Wildcats up by 2. Streitenberger guarded against Earl Wood. Edwards finds it open. Moore, who pulls up for three. That battles out to a strange rebound. Clifton. Three from the corner, hits the top of the backboard, comes back down into play, and Earl Wood steps on the sideline before saving that one back into play. And that was probably the longest possession that the Redhawks have had the ball, looking for a shot that they just never got. Definitely a plus to the Sonora defense. Corbin Curran will get ready to come back into play for Calaveras. Streitenberger tipped the pass back out, and Ryan McDaniel will get called for the backcourt violation.
Back in for Calaveras, number 44, Corbin Curran.
The official called backcourt, although they're going to play it from where Ryan McDaniel went out afterwards. This ball should be played from half court, but now Calaveras gets a small advantage of inbounding from below the basket, and they toss it out anyway to Jay Clifton. 15-footer for Cardenas, batted away by Riley Edwards. A smart play to get it to the big man, Parker Moore. And Jay Clifton, nearly the interception in the pick two. Jay Clifton read that look a book, saw the open Riley Edwards, saw the eyes of McDaniel, was able to separate that easily. Parker Moore will dish it back outside. Roger Edwards too strong on his high arcing three. Last 2 minutes, very low scoring as two players hit the deck. Roger Edwards and Jay Clifton were both down on the ground. Then he was 4-on-4 the other way, in which now Sonora has free throws coming up. Here's the play from Riley Edwards. Cardenas tried to split from left to right and blocked from behind. Drew contact on the wrist.
That's his first.
At 4.5 minutes left in the second quarter, it was 22-20. And now 2.5 minutes later, only 4 total points scored, 2 for each team. Roger Alderman back in for Streitenberger. Now Ryan Clifton also joins the Red Hawks 5. Maddock drove the baseline. He's in the opposite corner all alone. But we have a kick ball first to reset the shot clock for Calaveras.
Kick is called in the play position arrow to Calaveras.
Curran held by the Edwards brothers. Clifton sets up the play. McDaniel close on his right hip. Clifton, three from the corner. Poe goes up and down to Parker Moore. He has options down the court. McDaniel and flying down the left sideline as soon as that board was secured. The Wildcats didn't have an option to get it out into play and make a smart pass as McDaniel's three misses again. Both teams struggling in the late 4 minutes of the second quarter. Maddock three. Another miss by Calaveras. Parker Moore a rebound in the final minute. 30 seconds and counting on the shot clock. 42 to play in the second. Riley Edwards. Sonora just needs to hold this ball, whether it gets down to the final second. Make sure you get the ball in the hole. Now this leaves Calaveras to the last shot if they'd like it. Can go into the half tied at 25 or down by 1 at 25-24. We'll see what the game plan is or if Sonora can possibly get a steal as Roger Edwards was vying for there. Corbin Curran on the baseline. Cardenas at the free throw line, and then the three guards on the outside with Clifton, and Maddock. But we have a foul before that, and that is the 7th foul on Sonora, which will lead to a 1-and-1.
17 fouls for the Wildcats. That's going to put number 10, Jay Clifton in line, shooting one and the bonus.
Clifton got the first. He'll have another attempt as Thomas Davison replaces Tyler Maddock for this final 12 seconds. One more shot for Jay Clifton. Two of two for the 1-1. Is now Sonora. The final shot at hand. McDaniel has it, top of the arc, guarded by Clifton. Alderman sets the right side screen. McDaniel moves, keeps his dribble, puts it up for three, and it goes off and down to Noah Cardenas, who will get credit for the rebound. The Sonora Wildcats hold a 1-point lead going into the locker rooms, 25-24 over the Calaveras Redhawks. Sonora wins their second place in the MLL. If they lose, well, then another game against Somerville will be afoot.
Segerstrom Insurance Agency provides you with a full range of the highest quality insurance products and services at competitive pricing, protecting your assets by addressing complex insurance needs through the development of innovative, customized insurance programs.
This broadcast has been brought to you by SolarWorks, your trusted local solar installer. Minner's Tree Company, serving the Tuolumne County region for 20 years. The NCS TV Summer Sleepaway Basketball Camp, 2 weeks returning for the summer of 2023. The Sonora Conference Center, 4 unique rooms available hourly or daily in downtown Sonora. The Jump Manual, increase your vertical jump 10 inches in 12 weeks, guaranteed. Claim your free download of Chapter 1 at projumptraining.com/free. Benton Roberson CPAs, full-service accounting firm serving clients throughout Tuolumne and Stanislaus counties. Justin Flores Productions, audio, video, and all your media needs. Check us out at floresprod.com. Body Cafe Handmade Soaps. Indulge yourself with luxurious and incredibly fragrant bars of handmade soaps. Visit our store at www.bodycafe.shop. Straight Sports. Visit straightsports.com for more information. Ab Locker Fitness. Strengthen your core and overall endurance. Visit ablockerfitness.com today.
Grabbing rim with like one hand. After 3 weeks of using this, I can flush down a dunk easily. Probably about 4 or 5 inches added onto my vertical jump.
SolarWorks, your trusted local solar installer. We are family owned and locally operated. We offer financing with zero money down and 0% interest. Own your solar system while cutting your energy costs in half. Call us today for a low-cost estimate and start saving. Or check us out online at www.solarworks.energy.
Ab Locker, for anybody, anytime, anywhere. Strengthen your core and improve overall endurance. Feel better about yourself. Set your own standards and eliminate the worry of wondering what to do about the task of core strengthening. It doesn't matter who or how old you may be. The Ab Locker will meet you wherever you are physically to help you be more fit for life. Ab Locker Fitness. Get locked in. To learn more, go to ablockerfitness.com.
Adriana, you are the love of my life. Will you make me the happiest man on earth? Will you marry me?
Yes, Dave. Only if we can have Justin Flores Productions DJ our wedding.
Justin Flores Productions?
Justin Flores Productions. They have years of experience in radio and music, and their personalities make for the best experience.
Do they offer any other services?
Of course. Their slogan is audio, video, and all your media needs.
Okay.
Justin Flores Productions. Audio, video, and all your media needs. You're welcome, Dave. You're welcome.
That's a tough miss right there. It's always good to get off to a good start.
Minner's Tree Company. Contact us for all your tree service, lot clearing, and defensible space needs. Minner's Tree Company is locally owned and operated with over 20 years of experience serving Tuolumne County and surrounding areas. California licensed and fully insured. Check us out at minnerstreecompany.com or give us a call at 209-591-3747.
Benton Roberson CPA's passion is helping people achieve business success and financial independence. While we certainly provide traditional accounting services such as tax preparation, payroll, and bookkeeping, we also offer a variety of advisory services to help with business planning, Social Security decisions, income and asset growth, tax efficiency, and much more. Benton Roberson CPAs is here to help our clients achieve their goals through a generational relationship and wealth building. We hope to see you soon.
You drove all the way up from Los Angeles.
From
We
Los
just
Angeles.
heard that. What made you put Miles Little into the camp?
Well, you know, we were looking for an overnight camp that would really help develop his sort of independence. And this looked like a beautiful setting for the kids, and also really foster his independence, meet new people. And I want to say one of the best things about this camp, this particular camp, is the ability to see the games live streamed on YouTube. It allows you to not be at camp, but also still participate in that particular part of camp. And so I thought that was really amazing. The announcers were great. The angles, the instant replay, it really made the kids feel special.
Would you bring Miles Little back up to camp?
For sure, 100%. And we're bringing friends. I think one of the wonderful things that I saw when I came to pick him up.
Sonora Wildcats with a win tonight clinch the number 2 spot in the Motherlode League, and right now leading the visiting Calaveras Redhawks by 1 point, 25-24, 16 minutes to play, and the Calaveras Redhawks to open up in Bud Castle Gymnasium, 11-0 scoring run before Riley Edwards was able to hit 2 free throws to get the scoring opening up for Sonora, as Braden Orlandi adds 2 points there. That's his first bucket of the game. And besides that, 11-0 run for Calaveras. Sonora, with 4.5 minutes to play in the second quarter, finally took their first lead 22-20, and there was only 7 points scored in the final 4.5 minutes of that first half, as Jaden Streidenberger here opening up with a basket of his own. A tough shot for him. Keeping it close here early in the second half. For first half scoring, Jay Clifton, finding Merrick Strange down on the baseline before Strattenberger able to pull it out. But first half scoring, Jay Clifton leading everyone with 14 points, but half of his points, 7, were from the free throw line. 7 of 7, including 1 3, only 2 buckets made inside the three-point arc. And then right behind him in the Calaveras side is his brother, the freshman Ryan Clifton, with 5 points. And the only other 3 scores, Thomas Davison with 1, Malamed 2, and Corbin Curran with 2 as well, as Jay Clifton misses that deep ball. But we kind of expected Elijah Malamed, the great three-point shooter, to shoot the ball a little bit more, but he hasn't had the opportunities to, 1, get the ball out, and 2, obviously make him. That goes hand in hand. And so Elijah Malamed resting with only 2 points right now at the half is good for Sonora, bad for Calaveras in the long run. Streidenberger misses that 15-footer, and now we look at the Sonora Wildcats side of things in scoring as Jay Clifton pulls up the deep 3 ball. Not as hot as we have seen him before, resulting in some extra post play as Malamed still can't hit the 3 ball. And a foul will go on Braden Orlandi here, stripping it out from Jaden Streidenberger. We'll get a closer look underneath. Some contact on the forearms that gave it to Sonora. Leading scorer for the Wildcats is actually 3 different players, with Riley Edwards, Roger Edwards, and Roger Alderman, all with 5 points apiece. Streidenberger with 4, McDaniel and Wright with 3 apiece. And that's the bulk of the scoring for the Sonora Wildcats, who in their last game against Calaveras also spread the ball very well and made sure that different players had different options and that it wasn't just one player getting hot, because Calaveras can definitely tone it down and put the water on them. Clifton hits the deck due to McDaniel's defense. Calaveras fans want the foul, and no whistles blown. Here's Ryan McDaniel controlling the outside, and now it's Jared Franklin moving against Jay Clifton. Edwards drives, gets to the basket, fouled from behind by Ryan Clifton, and a 3-point play coming for Riley Edwards. Calaveras Redhawks on the season in league play have only been held to less than 50 points twice. Parker Moore picks up a foul here on the rebound to Braden Orlandi. That's the second foul for Parker Moore. But in league play, there's only 2 teams that have held Calaveras to under 50 points. And one of them was Bret Hart on January 20th, held Calaveras to 47 points, only put up 33. And then the game before, it was Sonora holding Calaveras to only 45 points and putting up 42 of their own. That was a close one. And the only other game where Calaveras was held under 50 was in a loss to Patterson, 48-43. So 3 games held under 50 points. And right now the Wildcats doing a great job of stopping Calaveras from scoring and not on track to get to that 50 mark. So if the Wildcats can push that 50 and keep their defense up, could be a Wildcat victory. Clifton moves on more, and another floating shot. Got the angle off the backboard and shot right down through the net. Curran calls for it in the corner. He gets the pass, but Merrick Strange gets there to defend. Curran couldn't get the angle out to Jared Franklin, and our producer doesn't like the fact that there was no whistle on that. Parker Moore denied Braden Orlandi from behind, and now John Curran will go straight at the rack, not fazed by the yelling of Ryan Clifton, who came flying up from behind, try to make a non-contact stop and more verbal. Wildcats fans, bench getting into it, calling for the defense. They have a 3-point lead, and another stop made by the duo of Edwards and Curran. And a travel called on Braden Orlandi as he tried pushing away from John Curran. And now head coach Craig Clifton calls the timeout for the Redhawks. Wildcats up by 3, and they get the ball when we come back.
Works, your trusted local solar installer. We are family owned and locally operated. We offer financing with 0 money down and 0% interest. Own your solar system while cutting your energy costs in half. Call us today for a low-cost estimate and start saving. Or check us out online at www.solarworks.energy.
31-28, the Sonora Wildcats lead the Calaveras Redhawks by 3 halfway through the third quarter. And once more, the Wildcats win tonight. They solidify second spot in the Motherlode League and will not be forced to either play a game or have a coin flip to see if Somerville will possibly get that second seed spot in the MLL as well. So Sonora definitely playing their hearts out so that they don't have to play Somerville again, despite it being the fun crosstown rivalry matchup as Jared Franklin cleans up down low for the deuce. Malamed finds Braden Orlandi, who pushes against Parker Moore. Craig Clifton called that timeout as Malamed still looking for his first 3 of the game. Braden Orlandi swatted that one outside to one of the guards of the Redhawks, but Noah Wright split him and got the steal. John Curran, ball in hand. Jared Franklin in the paint, kick out. Riley Edwards still finding that open man. It's John Curran who gets the rattle. John Curran, the 3 and the largest lead of the game for the Sonora Wildcats, up by 8. Redhawks in some trouble. Malamed, a spot-up shooter, having some trouble from range today. He'll go into the 15-foot line and won't get the bounce. Shooter's touch is not with Malamed today. Elijah Malamed only shooting 32% from 3 on the season. And talking with the statistician for the Sonora Wildcats, Pride Wright, we were surprised at the low number through the season. But we know if he shows up, he's definitely showing up for the Redhawks. And Sonora definitely hopes he doesn't do that late in this game.
Minner's Tree Company. Contact us for all your tree service, lot clearing, and defensible space needs. Minner's Tree Company is locally owned and operated with over 20 years of experience serving Tuolumne County and surrounding areas. California licensed and fully insured. Check us out at minnerstreecompany.com or give us a call at 209-591-3747.
36-28, the Sonora Wildcats up by 8 points, which is the largest lead of the game for them. Started out with an 11-0 run to Calaveras, and then Sonora got their first lead with a 22-20 score with 4.5 to play in the second quarter. And since then, it was back and forth coming out of the gate in the second half. Then Sonora, right then, picked up the game, pushed their offense forward above everything else, and now they're up 8 points with 2 minutes and 42 seconds left in the third quarter, and they currently have the ball to extend that lead now. Curran, Wright, Edwards, Moore, and Alderman, the 5 for Sonora. Davison, Orlandi, Malamed, Clifton, and Strange, the 5 for Calaveras. Riley Edwards drives in with the right hand and got the bounce off the backboard. 10-point lead extends that largest lead of the game for Sonora. Davison trapped in the corner, finally gets it out to Clifton. Malamed pulls up for three, still won't get it. You can see some frustration in Elijah Malamed shooting just from his own body language he's giving out after the misses. John Curran working off the screen of Parker Moore. Step back from 17, no. Orlandi left wing moves on Noah right. Some Sonora fans calling for the travel. So now Parker Moore stopping Jake Clifton, but Moore's going to pick up his third foul.
Foul on number 14, Parker Moore. That's his third team foul for the Wildcats.
Jared Franklin will replace Parker Moore as he just picked up that third foul. A lot of people didn't like that call from the official. As Jay Clifton caught on the sideline, Parker Moore was just making sure he didn't have space to go anywhere. And, well, official saw a slight bit of contact and said, that's enough for me. Malamed hits his first three of the game, and that's dangerous if you're the Wildcats. Because once he hits one, he remains on fire. Need to stop Malamed, not give him the looks. Don't count the basket. Roger Alderman fouled on the ground before receiving the pass by Corbin Curran. And here's the look. Calaveras, Malamed splashes through, nothing but net. Riley Edwards couldn't stop him from hitting that. Franklin pushing up Noah right. Ball comes loose to Malamed. Final minute of the third quarter. Sonora leads by 7. Wraparound pass from left to right. Clifton sets up Orlandi. High up and down. And a foul that goes on Calaveras. We'll see this one closer. Elijah Malamed, that left hand on the back of Riley Edwards. Seen that multiple times and not called, and this is not the time to start calling that if you haven't done it all game long. The official correcting the shot clock, making sure that Sonora has the correct time. 30 seconds on the shot clock, 50 seconds to play in the third. Wildcats still up by a few possessions, 7 points. Curran, left wing, steps inside. Malamed, the block and a foul. 2 straight fouls, 1 offensive, 1 defensive for Elijah Malamed. We'll see this closer. Elijah Malamed stepped up into it, and there may have been a little contact on the hand, but I think mostly it occurred by the feet of John Curran, who was trying to land, and Malamed didn't give him the space. Curran rolls off the first one, can't connect. Ryan McDaniel will replace Noah Wright for the last 38 seconds. Add a little extra defense for Sonora and possibly a shooter if they can get the ball back. John Curran goes 1 of 2 at the free throw line, makes it an 8-point game, and now Calaveras, well, it's a 3.5 second difference between shot and game clock, but Sonora, they want to get it out early and force another basket for themselves. Braden Orlandi, ball in hand, kicked by John Curran, resets the shot clock, which gives Calaveras the opportunity for the last shot. They'll get to inbound right in front of the scorer's table. It's Orlandi, Malamed, Jay Clifton, Noah Cardenas, and Corbin Curran, the 5 for Calaveras, which gives them a few options to shoot and a few options to get it inside, depending on what Coach Craig Clifton would like to do. Jay Clifton holds now. He comes up with a double team from Riley Edwards and John Curran. 8 seconds to shoot. Cardenas finds Malamed. Lost the handle, got it right back. Stolen by Riley Edwards. 2 seconds to get it off for 3. Good! Riley Edwards ends the third quarter with the 3. A big shot to leave it going into the fourth quarter, 42-31. Watch this play again. Riley Edwards, great timing, got it off way in time. 3 defenders didn't want to make the stop, and we go into the fourth quarter with an 11-point lead, the Wildcats, for second place in the Motherlode League.
Segerstrom Insurance Agency provides you with a full range of the highest quality insurance products and services at competitive pricing, protecting your assets by addressing complex insurance needs through the development of innovative, customized insurance programs.
SolarWorks, your trusted local solar installer. We are family owned and locally operated. We offer financing with zero money down and 0% interest. Own your solar system while cutting your energy costs in half. Call us today for a low-cost estimate and start saving. Or check us out online at www.solarworks.energy. Minner's Tree Company. Contact us for all your tree service, lot clearing, and defensible space needs. Minner's Tree Company is locally owned and operated with over 20 years of experience serving Tuolumne County and surrounding areas.
42-31, the Sonora Wildcats looking to close out the season with the victory against the Calaveras Redhawks, who's been battling back and forth with Sonora over the last few years as the number 1 team in the league, and just for wins and losses purposes as well. Curran misses that deep 3. Riley Edwards can't get the ball out of Orlandi. But when we look at what the teams have done against each other the last few years, Calaveras has won the last 3 games straight, but it's not necessarily in full league play that they got those victories. Of course, this season, they got the win by 3 points back on January 17th, 45-42, but the game prior to that was an extra 3rd game of the season between the 2 teams that needed to be played to see who won the Motherlode League. They were 1-1 in their series, and they had beaten everyone else twice, so that game had to be played to see who got that first spot and then what it would look like for the D4 playoffs of the CIF Sac Joaquin section. And while they played at Bret Hart, a neutral site between the 2 schools, and Calaveras ended up winning that one by a large margin of 47-29. And then the game before that in the season, which was at Calaveras, the second meeting between the 2, Calaveras also got that victory, 52-47, which through those games, they're low-scoring games, and at the same time, they're quite close besides that 3rd game at Bret Hart. So these 2 teams going back and forth, doing their work against each other as Ryan Clifton making a comeback for Calaveras here. Sonora needs to manage their time, get the clock down, meanwhile score and make the defensive plays. Just play the game of basketball, but make sure that you don't mess up because there's no room for error. That 11-point lead quickly cut down to just 6. Roger Alderman, Jared Franklin, Riley Edwards, John Curran, Ryan McDaniel, the 5 for Sonora. And it's Jay Clifton, Ryan Clifton, Noah Cardenas, Braden Orlandi, and Corbin Curran, the 5 for Calaveras, as Alderman gets the bucket inside. Sonora still scrambling. Try to stop this Red Hawk offense. Orlandi bumps in to Alderman. Ball comes out. Takes a few taps on the head of Corbin Curran. Now John Curran will get the ball for Sonora. Franklin from the corner, 10 seconds to shoot, gets Curran off his feet, sidesteps left, and the shot misses. Alderman, Edwards, and Curran stay behind to try to force the ball out. Ryan Clifton caught in the corner. Another stop by Sonora, inching that shot clock down to 11 seconds. Ryan Clifton nearly went out of bounds, but the call on the court is a timeout before that. 44-36, back in a minute.
Henderson CPA's passion is helping people achieve business success and financial independence. While we certainly provide traditional accounting services such as tax preparation, payroll, and bookkeeping, we also offer a variety of advisory services to help with business planning, Social Security decisions, income and asset growth, tax efficiency, and much more.
Fenton Roberson CPAs is here to help our clients achieve their goals through a generational relationship and wealth building. We hope to see you soon.
Ten seconds to play. They need another three to tie the game. Cuban, half court. Oh! Cuban knocks down the half court, ties the game. Oh my goodness.
The Motherlode League has essentially come down to the last few games of play. The Sonora Wildcats had only lost that first game to Calaveras before playing Somerville just last week. And while Somerville defeating Sonora made sure that Sonora couldn't have a chance at winning the Motherlode League. If Sonora had won that game against Somerville, this game right here would decide if it would be a third game against these two teams again. But because of that Somerville victory, it changed the scope. And now if Sonora loses this, then it'll be another third game between Sonora and Somerville rather than Sonora and Calaveras. Roger Alderman gets fed again, and he gets another deuce for the Wildcats. Right now, the lead is what is important. Nothing else. The lead for Sonora needs to stay at this for the Wildcats to secure that second spot. And that's all that's in play today between these two teams. Clifton, three, no, and then the official calling a flop on Jay Clifton. Not calling the new rule of any flop is a technical. They'll let him play it out, but basically giving Clifton a warning. Wildcats taking off the ticks. 9 seconds to shoot. Curran pulls up from 15, just long and just right. Clifton sparing no time, goes up against Alderman, no whistle. Calaveras crowd is upset. And a technical foul called on Jay Clifton of the Calaveras Redhawks. We'll see this closer. Went right up against Roger Alderman. Bounced off the body, and here's a different look. Looked at the official, said something to him that he didn't like, and well, Jay Clifton picks up a technical foul, which allows Jared Franklin to shoot some free throws. Franklin goes 1 of 2 at the free throw line, pushes the lead to 9. And Coach Craig Clifton will call the timeout after that technical foul was assessed, and now they have to resort their game plan as the Sonora Wildcats land at 47, Redhawks 38.
Segerstrom Insurance Agency provides you with a full range of the highest quality insurance products and services at competitive pricing, protecting your assets by addressing complex insurance needs through the development of innovative, customized insurance programs.
SolarWorks, your trusted local solar installer. We are family owned and locally operated. We offer financing with zero money down and 0% interest. Own your solar system while cutting your energy costs in half. Call us today for a low-cost estimate and start saving. Or check us out online at www.solarworks.energy. Minners Tree Company. Contact us for all your tree service, lot clearing, and defensible space needs. Minners Tree Company is locally owned and operated with over 20 years of experience serving Tuolumne County and surrounding areas. California licensed and fully insured. Check us out at minnerstreecompany.com or give us a call at 209-591-3747.
Wildcats get the ball on the sideline after Jay Clifton got the technical. 2 free throws to Jared Franklin, who hit 1 of 2. That lands us here at the 9-point lead of Sonora. Looking to close it out, get that number 2 spot in the MLL for the second year in a row. John Curran, nothing but net. Throws the dart, gets the bullseye. John Curran forces 50 points upon the Wildcats, and now it's a double-digit lead at 12. Wildcat fans getting into it with the defensive chants. The Calaveras Redhawks, as of now, can't play through it. John Curran launching that one, nodding his head. 3 minutes to play. The Sonora Wildcats allow Clifton to get a three. That's Ryan Clifton who misses. The timeout called by Coach Longway before anything happens on the loose ball. 50-38. 3 minutes left and another technical called. Well, look at this one closer. Coach Craig Clifton upset with the call, allowing the timeout to the Sonora Wildcats, and just probably the certain word that doesn't agree well with officials. So we're going to have timeouts in just a moment.
Solar work.
Technical foul assessed on head coach Craig Clifton, which means Jared Franklin gets more free throws for Sonora. Already at a 12-point lead, 2 minutes 57 seconds left as Franklin hits the first. And what led to the technical foul to begin with was that Ryan McDaniel was caught on the baseline after Sonora had just gotten the ball back after a Redhawks miss. And there was a timeout called by Coach Longway in which they granted the timeout, but Craig Clifton was either looking for a 5-second call, baseline, a poke out, something that had happened before. He was upset and gave a little bit too much emotion that allowed the official to give him the technical foul. 52-38, 2 minutes 50 seconds and counting. A lot of work for the Redhawks to be done if they can finish it out. But right now the Sonora Wildcats are in one of those moods. Doesn't seem there can be put water on the fire. Alderman receives the pass but lands out of bounds. Wildcats with full court pressure, trying to stop Jay Clifton early. Clifton has been pushing with speed all the way down the court. Nobody wants to stand in front of him and get bulldozed across the court. So stop him a little bit early, lessen the speed, and hopefully you can make the stops. Ryan Clifton steps up into a three. It's good! Calaveras enters the 40s decade with 41 points, back down to 11. Curran swatted out from behind, no contact. And then a foul on Roger Alderman. A look at this from Ryan Clifton. The last one, John Curran was his defender, left him open, and Ryan Clifton might be a freshman, but he could shoot like a senior. Wildcat basketball on the miscommunication, backdoor pass.
Let's go, Raj.
We'll see this. Like Ryan McDaniel may have put a slight hand on that to create the confusion. Under 2 to play. Wildcats, the clock management is at play. You can tell they notice the clock as well. They have their 3 guards high, moving that ball, and here's another foul on a reach. It's Ryan Clifton. 7 fouls on the Calaveras Redhawks, make it 8, so a 1-and-1. As we look at this, Ryan Clifton put that arm up, Riley Edwards clamped it, and so Riley Edwards has a 1-and-1. Only 4 fouls on Sonora through the second half, which means it's going to take a lot for the Redhawks to earn their bonus if they can even get there. That can also change the game a lot as Jay Clifton hasn't missed from the line. Edwards, 2 of 2. Here's Jay Clifton with urgency. Calaveras needs something to stay alive. The defense clamping down on the Redhawks. That urgency not working enough as the throw off Orlandi goes into the shoulder of Roger Alderman. Two players who both made the Motherlode League All-Star team this year in football. Roger Alderman, the league MVP. Braden Orlandi, first team offense. Clifton, 3. Good! Knocked it down, and that's what Calaveras needs to save themselves here. It's a 10-point game, and we have another foul on the inbound, which means another 1-and-1. That's the 9th foul. A lot of Calaveras fans wanted the foul on Riley Edwards there. It worked out better in the end for Calaveras as they hit the 3 instead of having the ball from the sideline. Roger Alderman was fouled, which is a good play by the Redhawks, fouling the man who in the first half was 1 of 5 from the free throw line. And he hits the first. Roger Alderman coming up big here. Whether he hits just the first or both of them, any points at this point matters immensely for Sonora. Franklin over the back. He gets called for the foul.
Keep working, Jared. Keep working, buddy.
That's the 5th foul on the Sonora Wildcats. And like I said, it's going to take a lot for Calaveras to get into the bonus and earn their spots at the free throw line. Sonora needs to pick up 2 more fouls in this final minute to get Calaveras in the bonus. Right now, the Redhawks mainly focused on that deep three-point shooting to get themselves back through. John Curran racing away with the ball, trying to avoid contact with any of the Redhawks. And finally, actually no foul is called. It is a timeout called by Coach Longway. It's Braden Orlandi getting in the face of John Curran. The timeout called. 55-44, less than a minute. The Sonora Wildcats need to hold on.
Segerstrom Insurance Agency provides you with a full range of the highest quality insurance products and services at competitive pricing, protecting your assets by addressing complex insurance needs through the development of innovative, customized insurance programs.
SolarWorks, your trusted local solar installer. We are family owned and locally operated. We offer financing with 0 money down and 0% interest. Own your solar system while cutting your energy costs in half. Call us today for a low-cost estimate and start saving. Or check us out online at www.solarworks.energy. Minner's Tree Company. Contact us for all your tree service, lot clearing, and defensible space needs. Minner's Tree Company is locally owned and operated with over 20 years of experience serving Tuolumne County and surrounding areas. California licensed and fully insured. Check us out at minnerstreecompany.com or give us a call at 209-591-3747.
Coach Longway called the timeout for Sonora. No foul, so no free throws. And now Sonora, once again, they need to avoid the contact if they can. And they foul Roger Alderman, which is the good find by Calaveras again, fouling the man who not the best at free throws on the team. Merrick Strange picked up the foul for Calaveras. And Sonora now also in the double bonus. So I'm sure they'll keep fouling Roger Alderman whenever Sonora gets the ball back if they can. But once again, it's an automatic 2 free throws for Alderman in the double bonus. Alderman 1 of 2. He hit the second 12-point lead. Here's Calaveras. Clifton trying to dribble through McDaniel and Edwards. Pulls up for 3. Just unleashes right side. And Malamed will foul Jared Franklin. So when he's on the court, he's the one who shoots the technical free throws. And right now sending him to the line was not the choice. You need to foul as fast as you can just to get it to him. And that's going to be 5 on Elijah Malamed. Calaveras needs to find a replacement. They're going to put in Noah Cardenas. They are also going to put in number 5, Earl Wood, in replacement of Jay Clifton. Jared Franklin, 2 for 2 at the free throw line, and that's what's won it for the Wildcats in this fourth quarter. Keeping them up in this large lead is those made free throws. Ryan Clifton unleashes a 3 for himself. No bucket. McDaniel hits the deck. Ball stays alive for Cardenius and the Redhawks. And McDaniel hit his side hard, and he's going over to the bench saying, I need a substitution. Ryan Clifton fouls John Curran. The Redhawks still not giving up the game yet to Sonora. Noah Cardenius did a great job knowing that the ball was still play. There was no whistle despite McDaniel going down after tripping up. Ball was still active. The Redhawks got that 2-point bucket through it. Curran misses both. 20 seconds left. Calaveras Redhawks trying to make this score closer as Ryan Clifton launches the 3 from nearly half court. And now it's keep away. Earl Wood picks up the foul for Calaveras. John Curran back at the free throw line shooting 2. (58-46), still a few seconds. Calaveras wants to put up that final shot, but with the win today, the Sonora Wildcats secure that second place spot. And there will be no need for a third game against the Somerville Bears to determine that seeding in the MLL. And the season series is split again between Coach Longway and Coach Clifton. Wildcats strong showing at home. Bud Castle Gymnasium on the season, 9-1, the only loss to Ripon in that first game in which they didn't have half of their players. 59-46, Sonora Wildcats, the victory to end the season and possibly a playoff run with a win against such a high-level team of the Calaveras Redhawks. Well, that playoff seeding might just be a little bit higher for them, but we'll find out as those seedings and as the playoffs come about. 59-46, Sonora Wildcats. First win in 3 games against Calaveras. From Bud Castle Gymnasium, I'm NorCal's voice of choice, Levi Flores. For my producer, Dion I, cameraman Pride Wright, and Taylor Rector. We'll see you as more Motherlode League ball continues here at the gymnasium, not on NorCal Sports TV, but check your local listings of Union Democrat, mymotherlode.com to see when these games will be played next.